She called 911 covered in blood, sobbing, begging for help. "Baby, I'm so sorry, baby," she cried into the phone. The police believed her. The media believed her. Everyone thought this beautiful Instagram model was the victim of domestic violence. But then elevator security footage surfaced, showing her attacking her boyfriend 33 times in just 19 days. And in every single video, he never once fought back. Christian Obumseli bought her lunch that morning, kissed her goodbye, rode his bike to Subway to get her favorite sandwich. By sunset, she had plunged a 3-inch knife into his chest. What happened in the minutes after she stabbed him, the body cam footage that prosecutors played in court, would expose a woman so cold that even her own defense attorney couldn't watch. This 26-year-old thought her 2 million Instagram followers and her OnlyFans money made her untouchable. She thought beauty was a shield. She thought she could spin any story and people would believe her. For months, it looked like she was right. Her lawyers painted her as a terrified woman defending herself against an abusive boyfriend. They filed motion after motion. They demanded her release. The defense was working. But the evidence, the real evidence, was building. And what investigators discovered would destroy every single lie she told. To understand how Courtney Clenny became a killer, you need to know who she really was. Not the perfect girl in the Instagram photos. Not the confident woman selling content to millions of fans. The real Courtney, the one who believed rules didn't apply to her. Courtney Taylor Clenny grew up in a middle-class family in Texas. Nothing special, nothing tragic, just normal. But from a young age, Courtney learned something powerful. Her looks could get her whatever she wanted. She started modeling young, building a social media presence that grew and grew. By her early 20s, she had hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. People loved her, men especially. Then, OnlyFans launched, and Courtney saw an opportunity. She could monetize her beauty directly. No agency taking a cut, no photographer controlling the shoot, just her, selling exclusive content to whoever would pay. And they paid. Over $3 million in just over 2 years. $3 million. Think about that for a moment. Designer clothes, expensive cars, luxury vacations to places most people only dream about. All funded by devoted followers who couldn't get enough of her. But here's what those followers didn't see. Behind the perfect posts and the seductive videos was a woman who believed she was above consequences. Money and beauty had always gotten her what she wanted. And when they didn't, she had other methods. That's when Christian Obumseli entered her life. Christian was everything Courtney wasn't. Where she was explosive and impulsive, he was calm and measured. Born in Nigeria, raised in Texas, Christian had built a successful career as a cryptocurrency trader. He was intelligent, ambitious, completely unprepared for what Courtney Clenny would bring into his world. They met in 2020. The attraction was instant. Christian was drawn to Courtney's beauty and confidence. Courtney liked Christian's stability and success. For a moment, it seemed perfect. But from the very beginning, there were warning signs. Red flags that everyone chose to ignore. Their relationship was toxic from day one. But toxic relationships don't start toxic. They start passionate, intense, addictive. The poison creeps in slowly, then all at once. By 2021, Courtney and Christian were living together in Austin, Texas. To the outside world, they looked perfect, beautiful, successful, living the dream. Behind closed doors, it was a nightmare. Neighbors in their Austin apartment started hearing things, shouting, screaming, the sound of objects being thrown, glass breaking, banging on the walls and floors. But here's the thing. Even the neighbors couldn't tell who was starting the fights.
Behind closed doors, we just started hearing some shouting, yelling. We don't know who was starting what. We didn't get a lot of context. Occasionally we would hear some glasses break and some banging on the walls, floors.
In domestic violence cases, we're trained to assume the man is the abuser and the woman is the victim. That assumption would later work perfectly in Courtney's favor. The violence was escalating, but Christian kept it hidden. He never called the police, never told his family, never asked for help. Why? Because Christian Obumseli was a black man dating a white woman, and he knew exactly how that story would be told if it ever came to light. So the cycle continued. Courtney would explode, Christian would endure it. They'd make up, until the next time. And the next time was always worse. In August 2021, they took a trip to Las Vegas. What should have been a romantic getaway became the first documented proof of Courtney's violence. They were staying at a casino hotel when an argument broke out. But this wasn't just yelling. This wasn't just words. This was physical violence. Police arrived and found Christian with visible injuries. Courtney was arrested for domestic battery. The body cam footage from that night tells you everything you need to know. Christian is trying to protect Courtney even after she hurt him.
So, Chris, why am I here today? Tell me what's going on.
We're having a great day. We went to the pool. We were supposed to go to dinner like at 8:30. I was asleep. We come back 5. Morning on the couch. He asks me to go to the bed 3 times, which I did. And he called security. For some reason, there's no reason to be here at all.
So obviously you're here because she called security. What were you guys arguing about?
Started what's called, she asked me to go in bed. She's like, you hate me? I was like, no, I don't hate you, babe. It's just like disappointed. Like, we didn't do anything.
Did anybody punch, hit, spit, throw anything at each other?
Like, there was thing and on my face.
Things got blown out of proportion. Like to the max. We were going back and forth, like getting really loud. And I decided to call because we were getting really loud. It wasn't because I was scared or anything. It wouldn't hurt me. But I felt that we were either going to get kicked out or wake people up or something because it was just like escalating.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to disturb everybody, so I felt the need to have him removed from the room.
Did you throw something?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody throw anything?
No.
What triggered her to throw in the glass at you?
I think it's my tone. Like, she tells me to work on a couple things, like my tone, facial expressions.
And after she threw the glass at you, did you punch her, hit her, pull her hair, spit on her, anything like that? So what do you do?
One thing I did, I'd be like, babe, stop. I'm like, babe, stop it. I just don't want her to get in trouble. I go over so much, you know.
So when I go to the room and I see a broken glass on the floor, where did the glass come from?
I don't know. I literally couldn't even remember how the fight started.
Did you remember throwing the glass?
No. I don't. But that sounds like me. I'm so foggy. I've had hardly any sleep. Like, I'm not like drunk even. I just really like not functioning. If that makes sense.
No, not really. Did you throw a bottle? No, not really. Did you throw a bottle at him or a glass at him? You say you've done it before.
Yes. I know that he didn't do it. Because of throwing things in my face.
Okay, once again, do you think you did it or you did it?
I did.
I try to make it as short as I can. I don't want to give you a long speech here, okay? There's a lot of things that we have discretion with, and there's a lot of things that we don't. This is one of them. You guys are in a relationship. She threw a glass at you. The glass is there. She admitted throwing the glass. When that happens, I have to make an arrest. I can't tell the judge. Let me finish. Doesn't have any price for that. I don't think it's going to be any issue. However, the state here puts anyone that is a suspect in battery of domestic violence on a 12-hour hold. I can't let you tell it. Hey, no, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is what the law says I have to do. The investigation shows that you threw a glass at him, and that in these state is considered battery. And since you two are in a relationship, that is considered battery of domestic violence is a mandatory arrest.
Okay, there's a lot that I didn't say because I didn't want him to get in trouble.
Okay.
I'm pushing down.
Anything else that you tell me, I'll be happy to put it on the report. But at this point, you're going to be transported, okay?
May I at least get a hug from my boyfriend before?
He's already gone.
I don't want her to get in trouble, he tells the officer. I love her so much. Meanwhile, Courtney admits to throwing a glass at his face. She threw it hard enough to cut him, hard enough to leave evidence. But when police say they have to arrest her, she acts shocked, like she's the victim. The charges were later dismissed. The incident was forgotten, but it shouldn't have been forgotten, because it was a preview of exactly what was coming. After Las Vegas, you'd think Courtney would have learned her lesson. You'd think Christian would have walked away. You'd be wrong on both counts. Instead, they decided to start fresh. In January 2022, Courtney and Christian moved to Miami, Florida. They found a luxury apartment at One Paraiso, a 53-story high-rise in the heart of the city. The rent was over $12,000 a month. Pocket change for Courtney's OnlyFans empire. One Paraiso wasn't just any building. This was where Miami's elite lived. Luxury amenities, 24-hour security, stunning views of the bay. It was exactly the kind of place where Courtney Clenny thought she belonged. But the change of scenery didn't change anything between them. If anything, it made things worse. The fights continued, the violence escalated, and this time, there were witnesses. Building security was called to their apartment repeatedly. Police were called to their unit multiple times in the 3 months they lived there. The building management knew. They all knew about the toxic, violent relationship in apartment 2201. But here's the disturbing part. The security, the management, the neighbors, they all knew what was happening. They could hear the screaming, they could see the aftermath, but nobody stopped it. Why? Because when people looked at Courtney Clenny, they saw a beautiful, successful young woman. When they looked at Christian Obumseli, they saw a large black man. The assumption was always that if there was violence, Christian must be the aggressor. That assumption was about to get him killed. By March 2022, everything was falling apart. The building management started eviction proceedings against both of them. They owed months of rent. The constant disturbances were affecting other residents. But evicting them wasn't simple. Both Courtney and Christian were legal tenants. Under Florida law, they couldn't just be thrown out. It would take months to go through the formal process. Meanwhile, the violence was getting worse. On February 21st, 2022, security cameras in the One Paraiso elevator captured something crucial. Evidence that would later become a key part of the case against Courtney Clenny. The footage shows Courtney and Christian entering the elevator together. Within seconds, Courtney begins attacking Christian. She hits him repeatedly, pushes him, tries to prevent him from getting on the elevator with her. Watch his response. He doesn't fight back. He doesn't retaliate. He tries to calm her down. He tries to protect himself. But he never, not once, strikes back. Remember this. The elevator footage exists because the building had cameras everywhere, and those cameras were watching everything. But there was something else happening that nobody knew about. Christian had started secretly recording their fights. The audio files recovered from his phone paint a disturbing picture. In recording after recording, you can hear Courtney completely out of control. She screams at him. She uses racial slurs against him. She makes threats. The recordings are too disturbing to play in full, but they prove one thing beyond any doubt. Courtney was the aggressor, not Christian.
You!
Hey, let me help you.
You trust? You know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me.
Yes, and I am so sorry.
So shut up and let me slap you, dumb.
You're not gonna slap me.
Give me my phone.
You have your phone.
I don't have it anymore. Find it and charge it.
What?
Find it and charge it.
I'm sorry, Courtney.
I don't care. Find it and charge it.
Okay, just stop.
Don't talk to me.
God, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, man.
Because I'm telling you, I'm sorry.
It's like, alright. Find my phone and charge it. I need to find it because I have to go meet her again.
To go out?
No! Shut up!
Please.
Shut up. You went to go talk to her without talking.
I didn't go to go.
Yes, you did. You always want to.
Courtney, I was
He
on.
literally told me about it. Now he's like, damn.
What are you
You're
talking?
like, son.
I didn't go to talk to. I was going on a bike ride. Like, what the?
Get off of me.
Me going to talk to. I'm just gonna make you act like this?
You literally talked to her without telling me.
Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and come here.
You're.
Yes, thank you. Coming from Courtney, thank you.
I want you to get away from me.
By April 2022, Courtney's behavior had become increasingly erratic. Building security reported that she appeared to be under the influence during many incidents. Her OnlyFans content was becoming more extreme, more desperate for attention. But something else was happening too. Courtney was starting to panic, not scared of Christian, scared of the consequences of her own actions. The eviction was moving forward. Her financial situation was falling apart despite her OnlyFans income. And Christian was documenting everything. She was losing control.
You're hindering my progress. You see how insecure he is?
No, you're telling me I touched her today when I.
You did. I didn't say nothing.
You said I did.
You were leaning. Yo, you were dumb as. You were flirting with like 3 girls. Hold on.
What 3 girls? What 3 girls? You?
Well, maybe it doesn't matter.
You are the most
Good. Shut
ever met.
How much you want?
Courtney.
Dude, get out of here. This isn't even a house.
Yeah, cool.
So my house, you're like, you're just like my boyfriend. Get the out of here. I can actually get like done if you're not here. Get the out of here.
Okay, I'll remember that next time.
Get out of here. No, not even next time. Get out.
Don't touch me again.
Good thing, get out. Get out. You never loved me. Get out, for real. I never always see you again.
On April 1st, 2022, just 2 days before the murder, Courtney made a move. She called the police asking about getting a restraining order against Christian. She told them she was the victim. She claimed she was afraid of him. She said he wouldn't leave her alone.
What do you need? What?
My boyfriend. He hasn't been any. I don't care. I'll hold it down. I broke up with him about a week ago. I had my mom fly out. She stayed with me for a week. She tried to get him out, and he kept sleeping in the elevator room inside of my extra couch. I stayed in my apartment all day. I didn't take my dogs out for 8 hours because I was afraid that when I came down here, he was going to be down. And when I did come down, I walked my dogs, and he was telling me he wouldn't leave me alone. And then all of a sudden, he flung me in the elevator, and I said, "Don't follow me." I said, when I was upstairs, and they shut the door, I said, I shoved him. I said, "Show me the video." I really got angry because that did not happen. I am, right now, I have not always been a victim, but right now I'm a freaking victim in the situation. I'm scared to go downstairs to walk my dogs. I just walked him and I told him, "You don't have a chance," and now all of a sudden this is all happening.
So what do you want to see?
I want a restraining order against Christian Gonzalez.
The next day, April 2nd, her mother flew in from Texas. According to later testimony, her mother was there to help Courtney get Christian out of the apartment. But getting him out legally was proving impossible. That's when Courtney Clenny decided to take matters into her own hands. April 3rd, 2022 started like any normal Sunday. Christian woke up early and made a video on his phone, lip-syncing to a Kanye West song. The video shows him happy, relaxed, no idea what was coming. By 10:30 in the morning, Courtney and Christian were playing with their dogs together. There's video of them laughing, being affectionate, acting like a normal couple. Courtney even posted content to her social media showing them having a good time. But something was building beneath the surface. Around 11 in the morning, Christian left the apartment to buy lunch. He took his bike and rode to a nearby Subway, texting Courtney about what she wanted to eat. He remembered her order perfectly. When Christian returned around noon, something had changed. Courtney was agitated, angry. The details of what started the final fight may never be fully known, but we know exactly how it ended. According to Courtney's later statement, the argument began over location sharing on their phones. Christian had turned off his location sharing. Courtney was upset about it. A seemingly minor issue that escalated into something deadly. But here's what the evidence actually shows. Courtney claims Christian attacked her. She says he threw her against a wall and choked her. She says she ran to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and threw it at him from across the room in self-defense. The problem? The physical evidence tells a completely different story. The autopsy revealed that Christian died from a single stab wound to his chest. The knife went in just above a tattoo with Courtney's name on it. But this wasn't a knife thrown from across the room. The medical examiner determined that the wound was caused by a forceful downward thrust. The blade penetrated approximately 3 inches deep into his chest. You cannot create that kind of wound by throwing a knife. This was close contact. This was personal. This was murder. But Courtney didn't know about the autopsy when she called 911. She thought her story would hold up. She thought her tears and her blood-covered appearance would sell the narrative. She thought people would believe her. She was wrong.
Operator Joe, what is the address of your emergency? Anyone, please.
31. It's 130, so 130.
Ma'am, listen to me. You need to stop screaming on the line and give me the address.
I can't feel my arm.
3101.
I can't feel my arm.
130, but my boyfriend is dying. You have a staff.
Ma'am, what is the address?
Baby, I'm so sorry. Baby.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
What is that?
Ma'am, I'm sending help.
But here's the most damning part. There was a 14-minute gap between when neighbors heard the fight and when Courtney called for help. The timeline shows Christian was fatally stabbed sometime between 4:43 and 4:57 in the afternoon. Courtney didn't call 911 until 4:57, 14 minutes. What was she doing during those 14 minutes? Phone records tell us exactly what she was doing. Courtney called her mother first, not 911. She spent precious minutes talking to her mother in Texas while Christian was bleeding to death on their apartment floor. Think about that. 14 minutes. While the man she claimed to love was dying, she was on the phone planning her story. When Miami police finally arrived at One Paraiso, the scene was horrific. The elevator was covered in blood. The hallway outside apartment 2201 was covered in blood. Inside the apartment, there was even more blood everywhere.
tarnish his blood because I'm
Okay, I understand that.
trying to save him.
I understand that.
And if I don't milk him, then what will I do with
All
him?
right.
I need him. He's like my other half.
Hey, fire rescue to help you out. Relax, boss. Hey, you're bleeding a lot from here, man. Relax, man. Relax, boss. Relax.
Hey, Christian. Whoa, Christian.
Come on, guys.
Is he under arrest?
Yo.
We don't know what we have, but he has to go somewhere. No, but he started moving, so we don't know if.
Let me make some room for the stretch and all this stuff.
That's right. The first officers to respond had actually handcuffed Christian as well as Courtney, not knowing who the aggressor was.
We gotta take these cuffs off.
Yeah, we need the cuffs.
We get these cuffs off? You don't have
I mean,
Do you have the key?
I have the key, yeah, but I didn't want him fighting. So.
No, we need to save him.
I understand that.
The first officers to arrive found Christian on the floor, barely alive. They found Courtney covered in his blood, hysterical, asking to hug the officers. Christian was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital. The knife had severed an artery in his chest. He had lost too much blood. There was nothing the doctors could do. Back at the police station, Courtney was about to face the first real consequences of her actions, and this is where her performance truly began. In the interrogation room, Courtney sat across from detectives, still covered in Christian's blood. She described herself as an influencer. She talked about their future plans together, getting a golden retriever, buying a house with a backyard, moving forward with their lives. She kept asking if Christian was okay. The detectives told her they were waiting to hear from the hospital. She seemed almost relieved, like she believed he would survive, like she believed her story was working.
Working. My apologies for being absolutely covered in blood.
Listen, you don't have to apologize, okay? I completely understand. Alright? Do you guys work here in Miami, or do you guys have your own business?
I do social media, so I'm an influencer, I guess is what. Well, yes, I'm an influencer. And he does dogs and we have the dog picked out. The golden retriever, we're gonna name Mello. We're gonna get out. We're gonna have a backyard. Because I have 2 dogs and then we're gonna have 3. So we're planning on staying here for a while. I just hope we get the opportunity to do that. Thank you guys for giving me water and tissues. Is he okay?
He's still at the hospital. They're still,
I know.
Monitoring him and talking to him. So we're waiting.
Oh my God! So he didn't even have to have surgery.
Well, I don't know. They're still doing X-rays and stuff like that. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear a response.
That's all I have to know. Thank God. Hopefully I'm over freaking out and like I'll be able to see him or whatever. Well, I got a chance to talk to Christian today.
To who?
Christian.
Who's Christian? Oh.
The victim.
They haven't told me anything.
If I'm the victim, he's definitely the victim. What'd you say? I just gotten back together. I had broken up with him, and then he came back the last like 2 nights, and everything was perfect. And then start like into an argument, and I ended up getting scared, and I think that or not overreacted necessarily, but reacted, and I just didn't know exactly what might happen. Before anything happened, we were going to walk the dogs down to this park over by like the Paramount, which has like the beach volleyball and basketball court and all that. We're gonna walk over there and let my dog Rain to play soccer. That was my plan for the day. Would I be able to talk to my boss? Because he's pretty much acts as my attorney with, like, I mean, not like for stuff like this. Obviously, I've never been in this kind of a situation.
Is he an attorney?
No. He's just.
Well, we'll give you a chance.
Well, no.
If you were under 18, then yeah, I would provide you a phone call to your father. But you're over 18, so
I don't feel like it. Like, I was sitting there in a freaking puddle of my boyfriend's blood, begging him to, like, please not, like, fuck me, like, man, like, this serious. My boyfriend is not dead, is he?
well, he can't talk to us right now. Either way, he's in the hospital.
Yes, I want to go sit at the hospital. Am I going to be able to do that?
So for right now, I can't give you an answer. Okay, we just have to go through everything. Because remember, this just happened. You guys have a history of domestic violence?
Yeah.
How many incidents you think you've had?
I don't know. But we shouldn't be together.
When you say one or two, or just too many to...
Oh my God. Oh my God. I haven't touched my ankle. It's like, what? Like, I just want to take a shower, God. Okay. No. This is absolutely the most insane that I think I've ever been involved in.
I think anybody that goes through this
without
would be
a doubt.
just insane. Have you made a report before?
No.
You've never made a report?
Oh, I did in Dallas actually about a year ago, and he was detained.
And what happened there?
He had pushed me in the lobby, but it wasn't like a big deal, and they made it a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up getting taken to the hospital or jail or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it was necessary, but yeah, and he had been. And then also I had been arrested for as well in Vegas in August. So he and I each had one.
How many times has the police been called to your apartment? Or you called the police since January?
Okay. Police have been called once.
Mm-hmm.
Because I called them because my boyfriend was threatening.
Why was he threatening?
I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but he was, he had taken a knife, he grabbed it in front of my face, and then I got scared, and he was kind of waving it at me, but it wasn't for me, and then he took it into the extra room and slammed the door, so I got really scared that he was doing something in there that I couldn't control, so I called the cops. And he wasn't very happy with me about that.
And what do you guys usually argue about? Or is it always a different issue?
I don't even know.
Do you mind telling us about those arguments or no?
I don't think there's a point. I cannot remember everything, so I don't want to remember part of it.
Would you say it's jealousy related?
For sure, for some of it, yeah.
Has he ever put his hand on you before? How many times would take a guess in the 2 years you've been together?
Maybe like 5 times. I remember there was a time when he hit me really hard in the head, and I was kind of discombobulated, but I can't even remember when it was. It might have just been like when we were drunk, but I know it happened, so I'll just leave that out because I can't give you exact facts.
Okay.
And I don't want to lie about anything. The last time was in Tulum. He grabbed me by my hair or something. We were both drinking. But there was a bench in front of our bed. And he threw me against the bench, and I hit the bench. My head hit the bench. And I fell on the floor. There was another time my mom was on the phone, and he threw me into the wall of the bathroom. But, I mean, I am certainly a crazy person too. So there was that one. But the cops have been up there one other time yesterday for absolutely no reason. Absolutely none. I didn't want to talk to him. I really let him have it over the phone. And I let him come back and spend the night, and then he explained the whole thing, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's agree. We will never, touch each other again out of anger, and he will never gaslight me again. Those were the two, main things. He was happy to be back in the apartment. I was happy to have him back in the apartment because I missed him. And been waking up telling me, good morning, I love you, touching me. It's just, I felt very, very loved when I woke up this morning. That's why I'm so, heartbroken. It's just, why? I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall, or listening to a Christina Randall video. And tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time. And then he came back with a Subway sandwich. Before he left, he recited exactly what I wanted. I said, I'll text what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. He recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right. He came back. And I said something about, oh, are you going to, reshare your location with me? Did you want to share it? And he said, yeah. Yeah, I shared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And it was the other day, when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Reshare it. And then he told, it kind of turned into a little argument or something. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but it just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be? I thought I was why are you doing this? Just because, I said, that we're over, blah, blah. And he was trying to talk to me, and I just didn't want to talk to him. And he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I said, choking me on the floor. It happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe, and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe. And I don't think that he was trying to kill me, but I was scared. He said, why don't you go find one of the guys in G Wagons? Because I had said something about that when I broke up with him a week ago. Out of anger. I didn't say it because I want that, because I love him. But that was just one of the things that you said.
Was that at the moment that he was charging you, or earlier in one of the arguments?
It was before he choked me. Yes, it was before he choked me.
You told me that he had you against the wall at one point, right? With his hands over your neck? And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go. Let me go, and then I started swinging on him because I had been against the wall. I started trying to hit him. Yeah. And then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground. What did he do? Did he lift you up, or did he grab your hair? Did he just kind of rotate you onto the ground?
I really couldn't even tell you. If I could have been given all these questions, I could be maybe let me think about it. Or when I'm trying to remember a whole situation of where I was very upset about something, which I've learned this in therapy and whatever. It's write down all the details so you don't forget. I walked into the living room. She was on the couch. I didn't say this before. I walked into the living room. I called my mom. You could see I was calling my mom. That made him angry. I went in his living room, took us on the couch. He came in there and tried to phone out of my hand.
Did he ever get the phone out of your hands? Or?
No.
No.
He just came over to me and was trying to get it. And so this happened like over by the door, and somehow moved like over in the living room. He was standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen. I was in the kitchen, and then he just like I could see like all the whites in his eyes. He was like coming at me, and so I grabbed one of these knives, and I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just like, I would be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's going to grab either the phone or like the knife or something, and so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. It's coming at me, and I threw it.
How exactly did you throw it? Like you threw it like this, or kind of like flung it at him overhead, or how did that?
Oh, I just flung it.
You just flung it over your head, or from
like this?
Okay.
So
from like beside your head.
Holding it, yeah. So not like like I'm holding it like this. This is not the knife. The
blade.
Right, the blade. I'm not. I for dang sure did not stab him. That would be insane. I mean, I didn't even think that this would touch him. But I mean, I thought that I would scare him. I would scare him by just grabbing it. I thought I would scare him by just grabbing it, but that didn't work.
What did he do after you flung the knife out? Did he walk around, or did he fall right then and there, or what happened?
He fell down.
He fell down?
Yeah.
He didn't walk around or anything like that, or still try and chase you, or what?
No, because it didn't.
You know where the knife is?
I think it's right here.
Okay. And what did you do after he fell?
I ran over to him and grabbed him, and like it was just like a blur. But I ran over to him and I grabbed him, and I just said, "Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do?" Like I'm like the worst person to be around. What do I do? And he said, call somebody. And I was on the phone with my mom.
He said that?
He said, just call somebody. And I was like, okay, I'm on the phone with my mom. I said, Mom, what do I do? She said, call 911. I think I called 911. Yeah, what in there.
So you're living in a nightmare right now.
Yes.
You know?
I will feel so much better once they just say he's stable.
Yeah.
And I've been asking so much.
That's what we're waiting for. Okay.
I mean, I feel like at the end, I mean, if he's not, that's a lot worse for me. But if he's not, that's just a lot worse for everybody. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I will do with myself if he's not okay.
No matter what.
I clearly can't be together.
No matter what his condition is, it's out of our control. Right? We have no control.
Mm-hmm.
What's done is done. We can't undo it. We need to move forward. And my concern is you. Okay? I still feel, confident that you're going home. And straightforward with you, there are some concerns about your mental health to make sure that you're okay, because this is very traumatic. So there may be some steps taken there. Yep, come on in to make sure that you're okay. And that's it. But we're getting you home. Okay?
At 7:11 p.m., Christian Obumseli was pronounced dead.
So, we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. This is Christian Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Relax. You'll be fine.
No.
Calm down. Take deep breaths. Just take deep breaths. You're gonna be okay?
I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk to your parents about it.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself.
You won't be.
After this. I was like, no, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. Then I know why.
I know, I just can't believe it.
Then at 7:11 in the evening, Christian Obumseli was pronounced dead. The detectives had to tell Courtney that Christian didn't make it. Her reaction was immediate, crying, asking for hugs, saying it wasn't real. But watch closely. Even in her grief, even in her shock, she's performing. She's calculating. She knows the cameras are recording. She knows this footage might be played in court. Everything about her behavior is designed to look like a devastated girlfriend who just lost the man she loved. But what Courtney didn't know was that while she was spinning her tale, investigators were already building a case that would destroy every lie she told. Crime scene analysis revealed that Courtney's story was physically impossible. The knife wound was angled downward, indicating the attacker was above the victim when the blade went in. The depth and force of the wound required close contact, not a thrown knife. Blood spatter analysis showed Christian was likely on the ground when he was stabbed. There was no evidence of a struggle that would support a claim of self-defense. Most damning of all, the knife was found in the apartment, not embedded in Christian, not stuck in a wall where it might have landed if thrown, just sitting there, because it was never thrown at all. But investigators found something else too, something that painted an even darker picture of what really happened that day. Despite all the mounting evidence against her, Courtney Clenny was not immediately arrested. For 4 months, she was allowed to walk free while investigators built their case. During those 4 months, Courtney did what she always did when things got tough. She ran away. She fled to Hawaii and checked into a rehab facility. But this wasn't about getting clean. This was about establishing a narrative for her defense. If she was in rehab, she could claim she was traumatized. She could say she was the real victim, broken by the experience of having to defend herself. It didn't work. On August 10th, 2022, U.S. Marshals arrested Courtney Clenny at the rehab facility in Hawaii. She was charged with second-degree murder in the death of Christian Obumseli. The arrest made national headlines. The beautiful OnlyFans model, the murdered boyfriend, the luxury Miami apartment. It had all the elements of a made-for-TV movie.
We are charging 26-year-old Courtney Taylor Clenny with 1 count of second-degree murder in Christian's death.
But this wasn't entertainment. This was real. Christian Obumseli was dead, and the woman he loved, the woman he tried so hard to help, was the one who killed him. When Courtney was brought back to Florida, she faced not just murder charges, but a legal system that wasn't buying her victim story anymore. At her first court appearance, Courtney's defense team asked for bail. They argued she wasn't a flight risk. They said she had no prior convictions. They claimed she was acting in self-defense. The judge denied bail. The evidence was too strong. The charges were too severe. As the decision was read, Courtney could be seen crying in court, finally realizing that her beauty and her money weren't going to save her. But Courtney's legal troubles were just beginning. In a shocking twist, prosecutors also charged Courtney's parents with felony computer crimes. The charges came from allegations that after Christian's death, Courtney's parents tried to access his laptop to delete potential evidence. Text messages between Courtney's defense attorneys revealed discussions about trying to guess the password to Christian's computer. Think about that. Even after their daughter killed someone, even after all the evidence against her, the family was still trying to cover it up. The judge eventually found that prosecutors had violated attorney-client privilege when they accessed those communications. But the fact that the discussions happened at all shows how far the Clenny family was willing to go to protect Courtney. Meanwhile, Courtney's defense team was preparing for trial, and their strategy became crystal clear. They were going to claim Christian was the real abuser. They were going to say Courtney was just defending herself against a violent man. To support this story, they hired experts to try to prove Courtney's version was physically possible. They brought in a forensic pathologist who testified that a thrown knife could have caused Christian's fatal wound. They hired a knife-throwing expert who demonstrated throwing knives at a pig carcass to show it was possible. The image of experts throwing knives at dead pigs became one of the most bizarre elements of the entire case. But even this elaborate demonstration couldn't explain away the physical evidence. The knife wound was angled downward. The victim was on the ground when stabbed. There was no evidence of the kind of struggle that would happen before a self-defense killing. Most importantly, Christian's own secret recordings proved he was not the aggressor in their relationship. Hotel security footage from Vegas, police reports, witness statements from neighbors and building security. All of it painted the same picture. Courtney Clenny was not a victim defending herself. She was a violent, controlling abuser who finally went too far. Courtney's defense team had one more card to play. They claimed prosecutors were targeting Courtney because of her OnlyFans career. They said she was being singled out because she was high profile. They tried to paint the entire case as a conspiracy against her. But the evidence doesn't lie. The body cam footage doesn't lie. The forensic analysis doesn't lie. The secret recordings don't lie. As this case continues to work its way through the legal system, one thing has become absolutely clear. Courtney Clenny's belief that she was untouchable was nothing more than a dangerous delusion.